So welcome to this week's episode of Pointers and Pints. I'm Brian. This is Carrie. This week we're going to talk about getting through airport security, the easiest and fastest way to get through the TSA line. Okay, number one, plan ahead for your travel day. Make sure you have everything you need. The pre-approved TSA travel bags, the 3.4 ounce little bottles that you can put in these. You can fill your liquids, you can take your shampoo and put them in those. That way you know exactly how much you have, and TSA will approve you.
Yeah, makes it a lot easier. And you can honestly fit a lot more. When they say that you can take a quart-sized bag, the TSA approved bags are actually a lot larger than what you're gonna fit a lot more into them. So worthwhile looking into. We'll have the link down below for that. The other thing that you want to do to plan ahead for your travel day is just make sure that you've arranged to arrive to the airport 2 to 3 hours before your flight is going to be leaving. This just gives you that wiggle room, the comfort to be able to know that you're going to get through the line, not going to have any issues, because there have been times we've shown up and we get up towards that TSA line and the line is really long, and then you're worried the whole time.
Well, and we lean towards the 3 hours just because that's the way we are.
Yeah.
It can be stressful. Being well ahead of time kind of eases that stress a little bit because you know you're eventually going to make it to your gate.
The second thing that you want to be sure to do is dress accordingly. So make sure that you're not wearing a bunch of jewelry. Take the jewelry with you, that's fine. It will go through security just fine. But if it's on you, they're going to stop you and keep asking you to take things off. The other thing is to make sure that you're wearing shoes that are easy to slip on and off. And also with that, make sure you have socks on, because nobody wants to walk on the floors in the airport
I see people doing it all the time.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Kind of gross.
Yeah.
Wear socks.
The other thing also is, if you are going to be wearing a jacket of any kind, a sweatshirt or coat, make sure that it's a jacket that's easy to put on and off, because you will have to take that off before going through security.
Belts are also a big thing. You're going to have to take your belt off unless you have one like this that's got a plastic buckle on it. And I bought this without even thinking about TSA. I just realized one day, hey, I've got a belt that I won't have to take off. Because if I take my belt off and then you have to raise your arms up to get the little, you don't want to lose your pants.
Have
a belt with plastic flap on it. Number 3, double check your bags before you leave home. You don't want to leave a pocket knife from your fishing trip or a bottle opener from the ladies' weekend or anything like that. You want to get that stuff out of your bag. I have lost a bottle opener and a pocket knife for that very reason. I just didn't realize they were in there. I got pulled aside. They took my pocket knife out, which was a nice pocket knife. I'm pretty sure the TSA agent kept that pocket knife. It was a nice knife, but I lost it. It was gone.
Because they really only give you 2 options. They have a trash can right there. You can throw it away, or you can exit the line and go back to the booking, to the check-in counter and check that item. So, which is really kind of a pain.
TSA agent kept that knife. Sure.
So the other thing is, if you want to take a water bottle with you, you can totally do that. Just make sure it's empty before you enter the line. So just prep those things before you leave the house.
Know before you go.
Okay, number 4, make sure that you have your bags just set up so everything is going to be very easily accessible before you get to the TSA line. So make sure that you have your boarding pass and your passport and ID easily accessible. I just have a bag that is right around my waist, so I can have all of our stuff in here, and I'm not having to dig into bags and try and find it.
Right, and my backpack is set up so the top zipper and zip it. This comes out, goes into the tray. I slide my laptop out, it goes into a tray usually by itself, and the rest is good to go.
Yeah.
Now there was one time where our cameras were asked to be pulled out of our bags as well, and those were not in our personal item. Those were in our carry-on luggage, so we did have to break into our luggage, pull those cameras out, and put them in the tray. It wasn't a big deal, but it's something to be aware of. We will not make that mistake again. Those cameras will go into our personal carry-on item.
Yeah, makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Okay, number 5, the final tip. When you're standing in the TSA line, listen to what the TSA agent is telling other people to do in front of you. This is really a key tip, honestly. You're going to see and hear what the other people are doing. Are they taking their shoes off? Are they taking their coat off? Are they putting their laptop separate from everything? Just be aware and watch.
Be aware, listen and learn, follow directions. It's a pretty simple tip. If you can hear the TSA agent, start to listen. Learn what you need to do before it's your turn. So those are our tips on how to get through airport security. If you would like to see any other tips on safety and travel, you can watch this video right here, and we will see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.